There is something that we need to understand when we're doing computations, and is the fact that many times we don't use calculator, or we don't use calculator when we need to take decisions quickly about something. And this is when it's good for you to know strategies to use your mind and to use your paper to calculate different things. One example is when we're talking about getting numbers or compare numbers with multiples and with factors. And here in this video, we're going to see how you could be able to determine the LCM and the highest common factor of two numbers, or three numbers, or many numbers. So in this way, when you have a situation that requires the use of these numbers, it will be easy for you to do it by hand instead of trying to do it using a calculator. So let's go. Let's see an example of how you can do it. And the example, it's going to be here. Let's use as an example the numbers 72, 108, and 144. And let's say that our objective is to determine the lowest common multiple or the least common multiple, and the highest common factor or the greatest common factor. And what is the strategy we can follow to do that? The easiest strategy, or the strategy I recommend to use, is to take the numbers and apply prime factorization for both cases, because using only one method you can find both numbers. And let me show you how to do it. We're going to do our line to start our prime factorization, and now the only thing is that you need to know the rules of divisibility. That is something that should be clear in your mind. And in this case, we know that these three numbers are odd, so it means that I can divide by 2. So if I divide 72 by 2, it's going to be 36. If I divide 108 by 2, it's going to be 54. If I divide 144 by 2, it's going to be 72. But as the three numbers are divisible by 2 in this case, I'm going to circle these 2 because this is a common factor. And now I'm going to continue with my division. So look at, again, the three numbers are even numbers, so I'm going to divide by 2. 18, this will be 27, and this will be 36. Again, these 2, it's a common factor, it divides the three numbers, so I'm going to circle it, just to remember that it's a common factor. Now I'm going to continue dividing by 2. Continue dividing by 2. 18 is divisible by 2. It's going to be 9. 27 is not divisible by 2. I'm just going to put 27. And 36 is divisible by 2. Is 18, right? But I'm not going to circle these 2 because it's not a common factor. And here is the cool thing when you work in this type of exercises. The cool thing is that if you have common factors, we're going to circle the common factors. But if they are not common factors, we're not going to circle it, and we're going to continue doing it until we find out the lowest common multiple. So now continue. What we're going to do now? Now we're going to divide, continue dividing. Look at that, 18 is divisible by 2, so I'm going to divide by 2. 18 divided by 2, 9. But 27 is not divisible by 2, and 9 is not divisible by 2. Now, maybe you know that if we use 3, 9 divided 3 is 3, 27 divided 3 is 9, and 9 divided 3 is 3. So, we can say that 3 is a common factor. So I'm going to circle it. Now again, 3 divisible by 3, 1, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. And look at another common factor I'm going to circle. And finally, to complete our prime factorization, I'm going to divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And in this way, we have our complete prime factoring. Now you may ask, why do we have this prime factoring? What is this prime factoring useful for? To find out the highest common factor and the LCM. All the circled numbers that we have here, multiplied, are gonna get you the highest common factor. So to sum up, the highest common factor is only 2 to the second power, 2 times 2, times 3 to the second power. Just easy as this. So in this case, 2 to the second power is 4, 3 to the second power is 9, 4 times 9, 36. But what happened about the least common multiple? Least common multiple is going to be the multiplications of all factors that we got in our prime factorization. So in this case will be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2 to the 4th power times 3 to the 3rd power. We have many options to do this multiplication. 2 to the 4th power is 16 times 3 to the 3rd power is 27. And we can multiply these two numbers, 16 times 27. For example, if you want, you can convert this 16 into 10 plus 6, or this 27 into 30 minus 3. If you do any of this, we're gonna get the answer. I'm going to show you it. 16 times 30 minus 3. 16 times 3, or times 30, is 30 plus 18, 48. So this is 480 minus 16 times 3, 48. So 480 minus 48 should be 440, 432. And this is the lowest common multiple of our number. So as you can see, oh my god, I wrote over my face here. I need to put my face here. It's easy for you to see. I was showing that 16 times 30 minus 3, because it's 27, and it will be 480 minus 48. If I subtract them, it will be 432. You know, sometimes I don't get. And this is how you can get the highest common factor and the least common multiple. Look at that, we did it all in the same time. We don't need to do list of multiples and then list of factors. We just do the prime factorization, and with the prime factorization of the three numbers, we find out both at the same time. That it could be useful in many ideas. So, just to sum up, remember that what we're doing here is just taking the numbers and doing the prime factorization, circle the numbers that represents common factors to calculate the highest common factor, and at the end multiply everything to get the lowest common multiple. Just to end, practice, and like if you understand this method, comment if there's any question, but more important, tell me what will be the least common factor, or the lowest common multiple, or the least common multiple, and the highest common factor or the greatest common factor of these three numbers, 81, 108, and 162. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for being here. Again, like it if you understand. If you have more questions, just write it. And see you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a nice day.